The Uprising.
Today on the show, as promised, we have someone that needs no introduction because she's a regular visitor in your homes, in your lounges, on the screen. She is a very, very talented actress. She starred both in Generations and Isidingo. Yes, you know, like when you meet someone, you feel like you've always known them because they are always in your space, like in your space of comfort at home. You're sitting there and they're there on the big screen. It's appointment watching. You understand their struggles, you understand their growth, you understand their aspirations and hopes, and you think, hey, I know this person. Turns out you actually don't. You only know Lucy. And not Manaka Ranaka.
Oh, yes.
And then guess what? Again, in reality television, now you get to meet Manaka Ranaka. Today, we get to unpack on Unguhuwa. Alrighty then, so good morning, welcome to Kakasi FM.
Good morning, Sanbonani and Johnny.
Ah, so feeling in January, nah?
I'm very well, thank you.
I must say I'm a fan. I am so starstruck right now.
I think it goes both ways. I'm also a fan.
You are? Of the madness.
Listen, I knew you before I knew you were on radio.
Are you serious?
Yeah, well, not ukuthi ngikwaze before ungena ku radio.
Yeah.
Kodwa like I knew about Felix before I knew that Felix was actually a radio personality.
Because of the madness and the craziness.
Yes,
I'll put out
which
there
I
on social
love.
media.
I love it.
Uyalazi leli phimbo lelo lizwayo njengamanje. Uma uthi awulazithi ngikukhumbuzise kancane.
Mina mangibhekile ngibona ngathi kumnandi lapha kuya enjoy mangiloke ngihlazeka. Khagiso we yazi ukuthi yini ngifuna ukuhlonishwa lapha ngaphansi. Mangihamba estradini babone umuntu wesimame, umuntu ohloniphekile. Hayi isigebengu nje siphume ejele or isilwane. Hayi chabo. And if you can't get on board with that, angazi ukuthi soba together kanjani. Khagiso. Baliwoza. David.
Beka phansi isibhamu.
Ngeke.
Ngithi beka phansi isibhamu sakho manje.
Tema, I'll come.
Okay.
Sibeke phansi.
Ngiyasibeka. Kulo ngamlimazi please. Nasi.
Sikhahlele size ngami. Sikhahlele. Kimi.
Okay. Sungumlimazi ngiyacela.
Bona futhi manje futhi Joe. Tecela ingane futhi sikhulume njengamadoda.
Wrong kubani?
Kumbali umntwana lona man.
Lapha siyabadubula abantu abazama ukutshontsha umfazi omuntu. Isikhathi sakho sokuthi
Yamba liphuthu. Kufilosa la.
Wow.
Man.
Wow.
Such a talent. Tell me, like the way you portray the character on TV, I don't know. The role that you play with Generations, The Legacy, is so realistic. So is this something you should now, man? Do you ever get such reactions from people out there?
I do, and I've had thugs come up to me. Hey, Kosiyam.
This I want to hear.
Bafuna ukuthi ngidayise insango or something of that sort, and I'm like, guys.
No way.
Lalelani, what you see on TV is not exactly. Look, I know I might have borrowed about 90%. This is the first time I've ever done this. Borrowed about like 90% of myself and, given it to a character. Kodwa ke lokho akusho ukuthi nami ngiphume ejele ngangigunya ama condom njengolusi ngihambisa ama drugs somewhere else. No. Manaka's not like that, but she is as ghetto as Lucy is.
Tell me, we've actually seen that the Ranakas. You're very streetwise.
Extremely.
Can we say the era you grew up in, the place maybe you grew up in, or people that were close to you growing up? What can we say? Where did you get this from? Your streetwise nature.
It's like, if I was, if I grew up in the burbs, I'd be that girl who grew up in the burbs, and I cannot deny that I grew up in the hood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in the hood, like yaringwa, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think also because 98% of my friends are male. So I think because estudio ringwa 24/7. Ayikho yamahala. So this is the way I speak is the way we spoke growing up. So I'm not ashamed of my ghetto-ness.
So now, umbathele ngubo yale character sonke isikhathi. Do you ever get to be yourself and just be girly? ufake weave, wenza inzipho, ufake makeup.
Hayi cha mina ngumfana ophelele nje ukuthi nje ngithanda abafana yabona ngisike lo mfana lo othanda intombi cha ngithanda abafana yabona so nginokuzibiza nangobafo sometimes because I don't do the makeup, I don't do the nails, I don't do the weaves, you know. I'd love to start trying, but it would be for like just plain dress up.
Okay.
Uyabona. So ubugeli baba sikhathi siyahamba lokuziphoshonga. There are things you're missing out on while you're spending 1 hour on the face beat.
Nokusubuyela endlini futhi qala usisusa makeup.
Yes, ngisusa before ngiphuma.
Yeah.
SABC before ngiphuma makuthiwa it's a rap for mina. Ngisuka ngiya straight emabhesini we makeup ngiyowasha ulusi off.
Omunye sisi angithandane naye. Dala. Idala. Before ngishada.
Yeah.
Dala. Wait listen sahlukana wangala ngoba ngislim. Ngangihlezi ngimhleka njalo menzishiye yabo.
Yeah.
Enza umbhedo ngala bese enza umunye umbhedo ngala. Now why ungenza umbhedo ofanayo because usubhedile ngala? Why wenza umunye umbhedo? Yeah. Why wenza umbhedo engafani because got to the rock but it's
Yeah, you see what I'm trying to get away from.
Yeah. So you come from a very popular family of talented people, and you are in the limelight. So the spotlight is always shown in your life. Tell me some of the positives and some of the negatives that come with that.
I mean, obviously the positives is that the country gets to see ukuthi we're just normal beings, you know. People that watch abaning bakhona, they can relate to some of the issues that we bring up or some of the things that we are going through. And the negative for me would be you don't really like the reality TV does not necessarily give you exactly who we are. I mean, we have our flaws as a family, you know. We have our ups as a family, and I guess not necessarily knowing. Okay, you know, but you don't really know.
Yeah.
That type of setup. So yeah, that's for me very mind-boggling.
So I don't know the charismatic nature of yourself. Where does it come from? Because you are such a lovable and relatable person.
I think also being grounded by family plays a huge role, and also at the same time, you know, abantu abaningi once bangena kumabonakude bazibona ngathi bakude kanti ula uyabona. So yeah, so grounding yourself also is very important uyabona ukuthi ukhone ukuba umuntu wabantu instead of iceleb yabantu uyabona. Like for example, mangafuni uthatha isithombe nawe ngifuni.
Yeah.
And ngeke uzokuphikisa because ngeke uzuwine uyabona. So and when I do, for me it's all about the approach uyabona. So I was brought up in a certain way, like ngiyabingelelwa cala awuvela ungijumpele uthi picture awa angisingi monkey akikho esiZulu uyabona ke angisingi mannequin angimanga lapha ngase foshini yabona ngidayisa impahla ngiphozile kanje yabona. No, I'm a human being just like you, and the way you would want to be approached is probably the way that I would want to be approached too. What
makes you happy during your downtime when you have your feet up? What is the one thing that makes you happy? Besides making us happy, what makes you happy?
I think what makes me happy is just pure love.
Love.
You know what I mean?
Romantic love?
Just love at its purest, whether it's romantic or not, right? But the purest love you get is from your children. You know what I mean? So, you know, like when you come back from a very hectic day, emsebenzini ungena nje, your partner does not run to you the way that your kids do.
Yeah,
so
true.
That kind of love is what I die for.
Ziningi ezamso. Ngikhohle namagama ngi.
Awuthunywa ngayithi.
You Abraham string, Abraham. Ngizengikhohle namagama ngibabize ngeinamba. Number 3 over 4. Hey, bisani 6 sonke ngena number 2 nang.
I could never. Wowza, but that pure love that you get from your children before they become teenagers, I die for that. I live for that. That makes me happy.
Tell me, have you reached the sweet spot in your career?
No.
You haven't yet?
No. I'm still far. I still see myself as a fetus. Okay, maybe not a fetus, an unborn
Let me take you back. Let me take you back to this Stockfell.
I-lifeguard nje le. Ke lifeguard. That means unataba paper, OC. Unaba saver.
Oh, really? How? Oh, that makes sense. For sure, that's why they must only swim in the designated areas. It's just a game.
Yo, but ladies, now I can't wait because abana baka kaofela kwele watleng wait. Oh, uyabakhumbula ne? Haholo O says. But you know what? One more week and then ke abalata kaofela ga bona.
Nani inlet ukubuwa.
Yeah, besibua lapho eh.
Nebuwa la ukubuwa. Ile nebuwa la.
It's been so many years ago. I've even forgotten what the scene was about. But it's lovely seeing myself back in the day.
Take me through this phase of your career.
That was actually the first time I got a chance to play first lead. And you know, more cast, oh, yeah, I want to play lead.
Yeah.
And at the time, you don't understand the amount of work that awaits you. So we shot Stockfella in Cape Town. And the amazing thing about it is that whenever I go to Cape Town, I'm still a tourist. Angakabuyeli since Cape Town because I'm traumatized.
What happened? Tell me more.
I never got to see Cape Town for what it really is.
Because of work commitments.
Yeah, you know. So even Gama weekends, I was like, yo, I can't. So I just need a rest. Which I never did.
Oh, man.
So I never went sightseeing. I didn't do a lot of things. So I am looking forward to shedding off that whole Stockfell thing so I can go back. I haven't shed it off.
Yeah?
And it's been that many years, you know. So
I'm curious to know. Manaka, when we were first introduced to you, you came in as a pro. Like, you were never, ever a novice. Like, where did you get your training? Where was your training ground? Because the time we got to see you were already like a pro, like miles ahead of your peers.
Yeah, you know, I guess I grew up in an area in Johannesburg where there was a lot of artists. Yeah, but and look, one person said I must stop mentioning them in my interviews, but they are part of my history. So I will mention, you know. So your back in the day, like Memorapedi, Bontate, Mushamme, your Connies, your Neos, you know what I mean? Those were people that I would see on a daily basis. I think there was somebody who was running an agent, Gumaflet Beslalaguana, Ekol. And also one of my most favorite things to do while we were living in Johannesburg was to you know, taking all the buskers, you know. We lived in an era where busking was a big thing, you know. We had your Matt Joes, we had the kids from, I don't know either what township, but they were always doing in Zamu, and so I would get woken up by those those drums.
In Dlam Yesuthu.
Yes, Zulu Baba cha ayikho eyesuthu. Eyesuthu in Dlamu. So there was a lot of Zuluness happening around me growing up, you know. The taxi ranks, you know, the caretakers of the buildings we lived in were predominantly Zulu men, you know. So even the bus guys, most of them, I was very surprised when I did Drumstruck, an interactive theatre show that I did, was a musical. And I saw Tswana dancers for the first time in my life. And I was like, oh my gosh, so we also do this? You know what I mean? So, yeah, you know, so Joburg was still very much alive, in those days. And I think entertainment angazi ukuthi ngiyithathaphi, you know what I mean? So when it also school, you know, the dramas and in Tontoni, but when it started getting professional, it just, I'm not gonna lie, I really felt like a natural. So you're not the only one.
Indeed. It's like you were unleashed. Like, finally, here's your chance. Go out there. And then that's where you shown your true self. You recently celebrated the 2000th episode of the Generations, The Legacy.
Yes, what a milestone.
Tell me more about that.
Coming from, you know, the 16 saga to us, the 15, it was bittersweet, you know, and thinking, Uguti, you know, here I am, coming to give my service to save a show, not that it was dead, really, you know, because I knew the producers would come up with whatever plan that they came up with, whether I'm part of it or not. I tried. So to thinking that now the industry has barred you because they think you've taken other people's jobs, I'm only getting to enjoy Generations now. 7 years later.
7 years.
You know what I
later.
mean? So it's been very hard, but when we heard Sigu 2000, we were like, phew, we made it. We ain't going nowhere. you know?
man.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a bittersweet pillow to swallow, but yeah, guys, we did it.
We love you.
Thank you.
In case you just switch your radio set on and you're wondering who this person is, that is the voice of Manaka Ranaka, a legendary actress here in South Africa that is loved by many, young and old, and all corners of the world. So Kubeka going to interview. Now, you know what to do. The number that gives you a say is 078-934-2827. That is our WhatsApp line. Drop us a voice note for a question, not just a message of support to Manaka Ranaka. So, I want to talk about the awards. Best Actress in a Soapy. You've also scooped one also, another SAFTA. Best Actress in a Comedy.
Yes,
so
I
everything.
scooped 2 there.
You scooped 2.
Yeah, twice in a row.
You got that
Yes.
Midas touch. Anything you're part of turns into gold. Tell me about this affirmation. Can we finally say Sekfeziwe?
Angaqedi. I feel like good. There's so much to be done.
Yeah.
I'm only in my 40s. I mean, come on. Guys.
So how did you? I was actually Israel and Gipalili Namgat. The view from the 4th floor is so beautiful.
It is lovely and
Yes.
it's fantastic. I love it.
Love it.
I freaking love it.
So tell me, you feel like Anjan feeling like you are the best. You're cut above the rest.
I think mina goyami ingqondo kudlala ukuthi I can't know wenzile umsebenzi girl manje njengoba uthola le award lena ukuthi kwamele usebenze even more and even harder uyabona.
Yeah.
Ngoba mina ke angiwasebenzela ama awards maweza so we bonus and ngiyabonga from the high powers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's also a pat in the back yokuthi
Yeah.
siyawubona umsebenzi wakho and muhle and siyawuthanda uyabona. So I mean when I first got my first award for Stockville, best actress in a sitcom, I was over the moon. I was like that award for me meant to go to church dingo.
Yeah.
Look at me now.
Listen, look fanele uthando.
Ngiyabonga.
Look fanele uthando lwethu sikuthanda kufanele.
Ngiyabonga.
They say that the true mark of a man is one that does work not looking for recognition but whose work deserves recognition.
Yeah.
And your work deserves recognition. I love how you downplayed, but also I'm like, no, man. No, don't be modest.
I'm a very modest human being.
Yeah,
Trust me.
can
I really
tell.
am. Yeah.
But from time to time, you must let them know.
Well,
You must show them.
Yeah, ulalela on TikTok ula for local.
Listen. Nkanyiso on the line. Hi, Nkanyiso.
Hello, Port Felix.
Uyaphila,
Nawe
bhuti wami?
Manaka
Hi,
Ranaka.
Kangiso unjani bhuti wami?
Ngiyaphila sisami njani?
Ngiyaphila man.
Yeah, I would like to compliment umsebenzi wakho nje omuhle. Kusukela back to Stockfella, nabo-Home Affairs.
Yes.
Yabona up until generation njengamanje.
Yes, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank
Ngiyabonga,
you.
ngiyabonga sandwa sami. Ngiyabonga for the support yakho futhi.
No, siyakuthanda nje. South
Ngiyabonga.
Africa.
Nami ngiyanithanda bakithi.
Nkanyiso. Ukephi nezwe baba?
Ngilike KZN bafu ngilike kuwini kaBanana.
Manje njengoba unkanyiso ningathi umuntu waseBhayibhelini phela eBhayibhelini azikho ibonga vele uthi uNoah, uDavid, uSolomon noNkanyiso.
Umthambeni lo olwandle ongawelo zinkonjani zona endiza phezukolwandle.
Hayi inkosi ayiqedwa Duma, inkosi ayiqedwa mfowethu.
Danko.
Have a lovely weekend. Thank you, brother.
Sharp siyabonga.
No, if we saw a boogie generations, the legacy, you must creep up from under that rock you live in and start watching it. so that now again you can bask emsebenzini omuhle wenze osisi uManaka Ranaka. Siziqhenya ngomsebenzi wakho omuhle wenzayo.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Mophindele egoli uqhubeka usebenza wazi ukuthi KwaZulu Natal isemva kwakho.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Usithwele nje emahlombe bakhe sila emva kwakho.
Yeah.
And whenever you get nominated for anything and you request to vote, uphinduzela futhi kakasini.
Lalela.
Yeah, we will rally behind you. We will support you all the way.
Thank you.
And again, we will shine the spotlight on you because you deserve the spotlight.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I've called myself a legend in the making for a long time. I think it's time now to say, Snugsin,
Listen.
you are legendary, girl.
No, one more time, please. One more time. I need to hear this one last time.
Gite, mina. I've called myself a legend in the making for the longest time. I think sekuyisikhathi sokuthi ngiyitshele ukuthi Snugsin, you are legendary, girl. Yes.
Manaka Ranaka ukhona la. Search, find, follow, subscribe, do whatever you need to do. Support, be a part of her journey, see what she gets up to. Like she just told you now, she even has an account on TikTok. So follow her everywhere. Yes. Thank you so much and God bless you.
Yeah.
Uprising.